Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Marie Antoinette Waite here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, and we are here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. And don't forget that this is KCAA Radio Network. We are affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports, and we are covering over 5 million households, the greater Los Angeles. And we are on 1050 a.m. and 106.5 FM. Anyway, let's get back to Manny. Manny, you have been amazing with the years of serving people, and you have this motto that you use, which is serving your way to success. Can you share more experience or information about that?
Sure. So serving your way to success is really about bringing value first, right? And with the way that I've attracted clients on my business, that has been the number one way that I've brought in my best clients. What I do is I find people who are already influential to the market I want to reach, and I collaborate with them. I join their programs, I speak on their stages, I become part of their community where I give as much value as I possibly can, right? And that's why people like Les Brown loves what I do. The people I speak on their stages, they love what I do because I like to give as much as I can on the front end. You got to take kind of the notes on this as entrepreneurs. If you want to attract more clients in your business, do that. Find the people who already have access to your clients and become part of their community. You may join their programs. You may sponsor their events, right? Think of things where you can bring value to them so they bring value to you, right? That's the idea of serving first. So when I look at kind of how I bring in clients, referral networking is one of the best ways to do that because you find people that have the community you want to access. Because think about it, right? If I look at Les Brown as an example, okay, he's got over 1 million followers on Facebook alone. If I was to try and build relationships with those people to attract them to my business, what would be easier? Would it be easier for me to go try and connect with every single one of those people, build relationships from scratch, or actually connect with Les Brown, who then promotes me to his network? It's been far more effective to get Les Brown to love what I do. So now he puts a stamp of approval on my business. And the same concept that you have in your business, you guys watching right now or listening right now, you have a specialty. You have an audience that you serve that you get the best results with. Well, who has access to your audience? What books are they reading? What people do they follow? Who do they follow online? Figure out who is like the top 10 people in those industries and get into their communities. Join their programs, sponsor their events, find ways to get the attention of the person at the top of that list. That's been my goal. I made a list years ago of saying, who has my clients? Who has access to the people that I should be doing business with? And I figured out that speakers, coaches, authors, consultants, and service providers, that's my market. That's who I get the best results with in my business. So I said, who do they listen to? Who do they follow? Who are they investing in? I need to be with them. I need to be next to those people. So that's what I did. I found people like Les Brown, like Caleb Maddox, like Greg Reed, the people that have access to my community. I served them. I became part of their community. So they told everybody about what I did.
Okay, so they really have to learn who they want to target when it comes to expanding their network and creating a referral network for their business. And so is that something that you teach them or help them, Manny? I mean, because some people, sometimes it just doesn't click in their head who they're going to go after. But I think by attending your networking meetings and you having them have access to you, I mean, is that something that you can help them with?
Definitely. So as an example, if they do business with entrepreneurs, they should be at my events. Plain and
Okay.
simple. Everybody at my event is an entrepreneur. They do business with entrepreneurs. They're usually solopreneurs. So they're speakers, coaches, authors, consultants, and service providers. If that is your market, you should be at my events. So I always start with something completely free that they can access. This is why I give out the secret sauce. 97% of the time, they're not going to take much action without you. So stop being afraid to sharing your secret sauce. So many people want to hide their greatness
Yeah.
behind these programs and courses that nobody's buying. I can go on YouTube right now and I can watch a billionaire interview a billionaire completely free, right? This is why information is completely invaluable unless it's actually applied. So I give out the secret sauce. I say, hey, you guys can meet my network completely free. Come out to my events. You can register. All you have to do is register for my events, like my 833-404-4491 phone number. You guys can simply text that, the keyword register, and you can get access to my events completely free. It's an easy way to say, oh, I want to see how cool Manny's network is. What kind of people do they bring out? Is it somebody I can actually do business with? And I reject, I would say, about 80% of the applicants that come through my network. I don't do business with everybody, right? I find the right audience that I know I can get results with, because I'm literally going to put my name on you to say, hey, this person is somebody you guys should be doing business with. That's my referral network. I literally will promote you to my thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs that we have in my community to bring you referrals. And I do
Okay.
that simply by first having you experience it completely free. If you like what you see, we have a conversation, and there's a way for us to do business together where I will personally work with you to bring you clients, to bring you leads, to bring you referrals. So this way you have a whole marketing arm. Literally every single month, multiple times a month, I can bring you people that will say, hey, I'm interested in potentially doing business with you. Let's have a conversation. As long as you could show up and follow up, I can do the rest.
Yeah. Well, part of it, I mean, I've applied that for my own business, Manny, but I think, I am very careful of who I associate myself because, it is your name. You got to be sure that they are legit, that they are reliable, that they have good reputation. So I am very careful of who I associate with. And so I do a lot of vetting. And I think with your format, with the networking, we get to know people first because, we get to network and then they get to speak and present their information. And I'm sure that before they even get to that point, you've already done some vetting on yourself to make sure that they are legit too.
I have over 1,000 people that are on my blacklist. Let's just put it that way, where they did not
That's a
cut the
lot of
mustard.
people.
They just get, boom, you're unsubscribed. Like, all of my invites are done via text. So if I have any inclination that you're not doing good business, you're not out there to serve first, you're not checking off the boxes for me, you go immediately into the blacklist. That number is probably about 1,500 now. I've been saying 1,000 for quite a while, but it's just constant where every event, there's at least a couple people that I'm like, they're just not doing it the right way. Like, I give them a
Yeah.
chance to introduce themselves to my community. I don't put like a spotlight on them until I've vetted you. Like, you can't be a network of influence member unless you've been personally vetted by me. There's not like some online qualifier that checks off the boxes and you guys can sign up. You have to literally get on calls with me. I'm asking you a bunch of questions. I'm going to grill you. I'm going to be like, okay, show me your results. Show me your testimonials. Show me you actually have results in this process. All right, show me what you're giving out for free so people can learn about that. If everything is behind a paywall, you're not going to get approved to hang out in my community.
Well, is it still possible after you go through the vetting and making sure everything is, according to your standard, but is it still possible that there could be a business person that would be, unethical or they've done something that's not right for the people? I mean, how do you deal with that when that happens again?
I personally get involved in some of those, like
Yeah.
that's happened before where a client comes to me and says, Manny, I did business with this person. I'm not getting a response, or I'm not getting what I was promised, and I will get in the middle of it and I will say, hey, what's going on? We need to get on calls together. So if it's more like a, one and done. If
Hmm.
you have one issue in my community, because people come to me all the time with their feedback.
Yeah.
Manny, I did business with this person. Manny, I had a follow-up call with this person. Manny, I had a conversation with this person. Here's what they're promising me. Here's what they're trying to sell me. And if there's one problem in my community, I will cut you off very quickly. This is why my blacklist is so long, because you're either doing business the right way or you're out. And don't allow selling right off the bat. They have to build the relationships. They have to get on calls. That's been one of my best filters, is when speakers come to me and say, Manny, I have to sell an offer on your stage, or I can't get on the stage. And I'm like, all right, bye. Like, if you're not willing to follow up and build relationships person to person, if you're sending people to a recorded webinar, or you're sending them to your salespeople, that's just not going to be a good fit. There's a very specific mold that I look for, and it's all done through experience. I've had many years where I'm constantly putting people on my stages, and I'm like, man, I should have never done that. That was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
My people are not going to do business with that person. So it's become a really good filtering process the way I do it now. But at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So, but when there's an issue, it's got to be resolved, or it's one and done.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think
on my stages
I think a lot of people fail on really the completion of their deliverables, because I have heard from many people that I'm connected to where, you know, someone charged this much and they only got this. But what was the promise? What was the deliverables that they have given you? Was it stated? Was it in contract? Was it written? You know, so sometimes, you know, the problem's in both sides, because they didn't do the right thing for creating that agreement. And then that's what happens when there's a lot of miscommunication, because they didn't put things in place. So you have to really watch who did what, right? And as a organizer or someone in your position, you have to always make sure that, you know, you understand both sides, to make sure that, you know where the problem is coming from. But anyway, Manny, we're going to take another commercial break here, and we're going to have one more segment with you. And everyone out there, I hope you're learning from Manny Lopez, and there's more to come. So stay with us, and we will be right back.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.